This week on Hermitcraft.
I'll be honest, I look down on people who drink milk.
I put milk in.
Why do you have a milk shame right now, Scar?
I feel like it's okay, Jim, to put it in things, but when I see like an adult just chugging, I'm like,
No, yeah, that's
this making me nauseated, honestly.
Sorry, impulse.
Welcome to the Hermitcraft recap. My name is Pixorifs, our writer is LoyXP. Captions on this video were provided by Liara, and we haven't blown anything up recently. Your move, Hermitcraft server. After the explosion of TCG, it makes sense that the rest of the server decided to follow suit. So this week's recap will be co-directed by Michael Bay and John Woo, just so we have the budget for all these pyrotechnics. But we're also setting off fireworks to celebrate the return of Stress Monster to our subscription feeds, the emergence of some good old-fashioned prank wars, and Vintage Beef building himself an actual house. So while the smell of gunpowder still lingers, let's take a look at all the events and mishaps that occurred on the Hermitcraft server this week. Starting with Stress Monster, who steps back onto the server after a long enough absence that her Halloween build has skipped a couple of major holidays, but is absolutely worth continuing. So she terraforms, decorates, and naturalizes a path up to it, including some mushrooms that just will not behave themselves.
Oh no, what is going on? What? Why? Why would you grow that tall?
The next stage, as per Hermitcraft tradition, is to actually build the back of her house. But in the meantime, she has to reckon with another Hermitcraft tradition, asking how the heck the game has been broken this hard, and why it's moving in her direction.
Why is there an ender dragon right above Force's base? But my god, that is scary. Why is it so close to my base?
In his own turn to crunch Minecraft into submission, Azumavoid tells ChatGPT to write him a macro for gold crafting. The logic here is simple, actually. Azuma is still doing all the crafting himself as far as the game knows, but in reality all the mouse movements are performed automatically and only cost him the effort of pressing a single button. This allows X to fill in his inventory with gold nuggets from the piglin farm and to output ingots at a rate just about fast enough that the rest of them don't despawn. Just about. Not quite.
And then I made the classic mistake of breaking too many chests, including ones full of zombie piglin heads. And eventually that kind of backfired as the rest of the items just despawned because they'd been sitting on the floor for more than 5 minutes.
With this influx of gold on the server, no wonder Cubfan pumps some into his pyramid arena. With what may be the 5th wave of final touches, Cub gilds a not insignificant amount of his battleground with the prized metal. It is a worthy decoration for the upcoming finale of the TCG tournament, which Cub advertises directly in front of his battle triangle on a glowing billboard that promises an epic battle of XP crafted against someone. He didn't know the results of some duels when he built it.
But one is XB, the other is either Etho or Doc. So.
Okay.
Yeah, you're the guy to talk to. You got popcorn and drinks. Can you bring some in for this?
I will bring
momentous
popcorn
occasion?
and drinks, slushies and popcorn.
Woo.
It sounds delicious.
Let's go. That's hype.
In a departure from all that, Vintage Beef follows the path of many an entrepreneur with a successful startup business and relocates to a lakefront property in the woods. Beef leaves the bright lights of the arena behind and, taking inspiration from a Picklebuzz design, sets up a country cabin for himself in a distant spruce forest. It's been a long time since he built anything that wasn't map art, and he's finally started to see the bigger picture. Also, he needed somewhere to put his trophy cabinet.
I've got some candles and a shelf with some books. I might put some more books. For now, we're leaving it like that. I think this is where I'm putting my trophy. And then we've got a little plant here.
The twist ending, of course, is that just like any good cabin in the woods, there are some severed heads in storage.
A little spoiler, they were Etho's heads. That's right. How did I get them? Well,
Come on! Etho! Stop!
you're really bad at this game.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on.
That's okay, buddy. It's okay.
XB Crafted also takes a break from TCG to commune with nature ahead of his final showdown. In a totally unrelated spruce forest, he plans and executes on an aquarium for his zoo area, which starts out looking like Marvin the Martian's eyes, but ends up as a pair of tanks which separate the axolotls from the fish.
Oh, that's looking cool. Like, I was hoping it would look cool, but... Oh, well, hold on.
This gives him an opportunity to diversify the decorations, but it's mostly so the axolotls don't end up clowning on all the clownfish.
They're all just kind of chilling. They were all hiding, man. Grew some grass, put a little bit of some height difference in there, just kind of... Are you going to get me? No? Okay.
We're surprised aquatic life hasn't appeared in the support pillars of Mumbo's base, considering they're freshly installed and made entirely of water. At least it's high enough that it won't be hemorrhaging squid, although he might not mind that because it's his industrial district after all.
And occasionally I'll talk about the length of time lapses, which is what I'm doing right now. It's kind of a fourth wall break. Is this a good length? I mean, what's the perfect time?
He's briefly distracted by the appearance of a giant copper pillar above his base, and by whether he considers the entirety of the server's diamonds a cool collectible.
It looks even more stupid from down here. Everybody knows that real Minecrafters age their copper as the Statue of Lib.
But he refocuses on the industrial theme by setting up a switchboard of farm ideas he plans to light up one by one once they're complete. From one industrial district to another, Impulse is turning dirt into clay via a contraption which converts it into mud and then pushes it onto a drying pad with dripstone dangling below. Once it's been fed up through the drying floors, another set of pistons splits the platform up and extrudes it into a pipe which can easily be blasted with TNT. Probably the most productive explosions heard on the Hermitcraft server this week.
I think that means it's working. It's continuing to build the walls. There's no redstone event exploded, no pistons out of place. Guys, we did it.
His main mistake was being away from his base long enough for Pearlescent Moon to take her revenge.
And Gem's just gonna be roped along for the ride, considering their bases are pretty much linked together.
Having discovered the addition of Mario to the piranha plant and deferring her cleaning lady role for some prank opportunities, Pearl buys the biggest pack of googly eyes she can find and not only sticks them everywhere all at once, but also adds some adorable chibi cleaning ladies to oversee her neighbors' bases. Hopefully the watchful stare will guilt them into cleaning up their chest monsters.
I quite like how this has turned out. Maybe it's a little bit more subtle. Maybe he won't notice it straight away.
No.
Pearl! Pearl, what the heck?
Oh no, I thought we were even. I thought, okay.
This one's really cute. It's not gonna stay, but I feel bad that I'm taking them down already, so I am gonna leave the little cute swinging Pearl, and I'm gonna take down this section.
Pearl, I got a gem and a pearl. Come on. Hey, look, my eye branding's still on Gem's base. Nice.
I think we're gonna have a prank spring cleaning soon because, my base is starting to look a little weird.
In the meantime, Pearl does have another kind of cleanup to do. After careful consideration, she reworks her section of Decked Out into an arid dripstone cave featuring a dusty old temple.
I know some people did like the old design and liked how it had a bit of a peaceful contrast to everything else in the dungeon, but I just wanted it to fit a little more.
So here's something funny. Tango Tech has decided to give the Decked Out players a map. But it won't make navigating the dungeon any easier, mind you, because the map is actually of a completely different area. The piece of paper actually functions as an on-screen display of the current run's stats. Since maps display and update the area if it is loaded, one can not just use them to pixel art whatever information they want, but also update it live using redstone. Any change to terrain will be displayed on the map, so by dispensing water on certain parts, the dungeon will communicate how many cards you have left, how much hazard you block, how many treasures are in play, and all that. It's quite clever, actually, even if it requires Tango's camera account to keep that plot of the land loaded. And this F3 screen for his in-game minigame is even helpful in testing the dungeon's mechanics, as long as the display's redstone works, of course. Also, a friend could come in while you're playing and draw you a picture.
I mean, realistically, straight up is absolutely 100% feature creep. I absolutely, positively should not be doing what we're gonna do. Actually, though, if we're really being honest, this feature is gonna be a game changer. It's gonna pretty much completely change. It's not gonna completely change how Decked Out is played, but it's gonna change the feedback to be so much better.
Back from being sick, Jevin decides to help out the server and take care of the community end portal. It's a design he actually had in mind last season, but got outpaced by Wells Knight with his own take on the end portal room. This time, however, the Stronghold doesn't stand a chance against Jev, and he smashes the place something fierce in favour of a scale replica of the central end island and its many obsidian pillars, just to make it abundantly clear where it is you're about to teleport.
Anyways, so Wells had already done the room, which was totally fine. You know, I had never claimed it, so he was more than okay to do that. I am in love with this room. And I think it adds a lot to the value of the server, hopefully.
Having now finished the crowning castle of Jellyland, Good Times with Scar catches up with the changes he did not make to the place, specifically the varied and colourful visitors Zombie Cleo seems to have put around. Through her armor stand ability, all sorts of folks have made it to the park, driving Scar into a happy fit and allowing us to say the line, "Zombie Cleo has put a child in a wheelchair and drove her servermate to tears," which is technically true when you think about it.
Oh my gosh. It is... Oh man, I'm gonna cry. Like, it's a... it's a wheelchair. I can't even figure out how in the world Cleo made that, but that is so cute. I mean, this just reminds me of going to Disneyland with my mom and dad. Like, oh my gosh.
With the mass of his base finished, Scar stops by Grian's place to make sure he's finishing his. Grian was not.
This looks like anti-progress.
No, it's not. This isn't-
Anti-progress.
I can't stay up all night doing this. Can I do this tomorrow?
Do we let him
It's
rain
late.
check this?
Absolutely
I don't know.
not. You never
I
know
think
if you're
we
gonna
just
wake up
gotta-
in the morning.
Despite the intervention from Scar, Gem, and Impulse all convincing him that he cannot keep skipping the leg day of building, Grian maintains that mirroring the cliffside is a process so boring he'd rather go look at an actual boar. Which they then do, Scar and Grian departing to check out Doc M's TNT digging machine below the perimeter.
See, this thing's crazy.
Look at this.
Yeah,
Here, let's make it run.
How do you know how?
I'm sure I can find a button on
Oh
here
no,
somewhere.
Scar, this is the worst idea. If you break this thing, Doc will kill you.
In their absence, Gemini, Tay, and Impulse decide to apply more direct pressure to the issue. Having counted out exactly the amount of item entities in a day, they build a machine over the floating mountain that will surely blow it all up after a full 24 hours. Impulse refuses to disarm it unless the base's back is built by then.
Made sure you've had a little extra motivation to do so in the form of TNT dropping down on the front of your base. If you don't get
Huge
it done soon.
TNT.
24 hours before
24
TNT drops out of it. Yeah, we're giving you an
busy.
extra 24 hours.
I'm busy,
already
Agent
been.
Copper.
Okay, well, clock's ticking.
Okay, I'll
Actually,
message
as we
you
speak,
when
we've
it's
already
done, but it's
started
really
it.
important that I age this copper beforehand.
That man has no priorities.
Of course, this being a redstone contraption, it only really ticks when the area is loaded, so the clear alternative here is just to log off the server and never play again. Which might be a good idea for Grian anyway, since in the meantime, he and Scar have gotten a little too greedy with Doc M's diamond drill and exploded it in a few places it shouldn't have.
Oh, Scar. Scar, you turned it on.
It's going, Grian. Give it a go. Hit the note block. Yeah, basically, this is free diamonds.
Goodbye.
To his credit, Scar attempts to fix up the ever-booming apparatus, but his lack of a team of redstoners telling him what to do really slowed down the development. Grian, in the meantime, just tried to bribe Doc's fury away from himself, missing entirely that he is placing diamond blocks against the machine that makes diamond blocks. Scar tries to sweeten the deal with a few rare TCG cards, but also starts packing to flee the country just in case.
Oh, are you hiding in the bathroom? Are you in the stalls?
You came through that mirror like a horror movie.
Well, at the very least, the incident solidifies Scar in what he wants to deem his most unique collectible of the season, the blinking creeper carved pumpkin he used to sneak up on people with.
He sees that we've tried at the back, doing our best. I think that's when we leave, and we
At that point, we've done our best.
we have done our best.
And finally, there's Doc M, and we mean finally, because he might be the last thing several folks on the server see before the anvil drops. Grian and Scar try to butter Doc up before they break the bad news to him, but no amount of dressing is going to improve the absolute salad they made of his redstone. Even the gift package they attempted as a peace offering will only go so far.
Did I mention that you're handsome?
Oh my. How did this happen?
We tried our
What
best.
the?
We tried
You blew up my tunnel for? This should be. How can you even blow that up? I don't.
You said it needed coral to make it dupe and fly.
Doc is the first to remind us he saw this coming, but you should be concerned that he goes to do more work on his anvil cannon to calm his nerves. There's a brief break for TCG as Doc squares off against Etho in the semi-final stages.
I'm not afraid of you.
I'm not afraid of you, I tell you. That's the worst.
Bittersweet victory.
By which time Grian and Scar's videos are out, so Doc gets to see the chaos unfold. And after laughing at them, he decides to baffle Grian with more technology, demonstrating some compact update skipping exploits, which let him reduce Grian's nether portal to a 1x1 wormhole. although that was before the revelation that Grian's been skimming copper from his perimeter for months, so there are now 2 reasons you should tune in next week to see if Grian even has a base left. And that's about it for this week's recap. Our writer is LoyXP, and my name is PixelRiffs. Captions on this video were provided by Liara. Don't forget to leave a like while you're still here, and subscribe so you won't miss future recaps. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next week.